Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Bean. Welcome to my channel. And today I figured why not make a short and quick video on how to easily beat this magic weapon Valenti boss battle, and what team to use, or substitutions if you don't have the team I'll be using, and what to do. Yeah, the team I'll be using is Green Hellbrim for his buff card, mainly. That's the only reason. However, if you don't have him for whatever reason, you could also run either Red Arthur. But as my teammate here is doing, he is running Red Arthur, so there's no point for me to run him. So that's why I'm using Green Hellbrim for his buff. You could also use Blue Easton for a buff card. It's just that she is blue, so she'll be taking more damage over time. So just keep that in mind. And also, Sariel, we're going to be running the Kid, and that is because he does... he's basically built for this boss. As you can see here, Bad Blood, Sariel, when the boss attacks the infected hero, decreases the boss's damage dealt by 30%, which is huge. And also, let's take a quick look at Valenti. This is also built for Sariel as well. Increases damage taken from skills with a Sever effect by 50%. So that means Sariel's AoE is going to hit absolutely like a truck. And she is immune to basically all of these. She's immune to Petrify, Stun, Freeze, Attack Disable, Buff Disable, Buff Disable twice, and Corrort? I can't say that, but you know what it is. Assault Melee's card, Corrosion. Her unique for phase 1, keep this in mind, increases the hero's match XP by 100% for each debuff on the hero, so don't debuff her and she won't become super tanky. And this card prevents enemies who use, this is actually important, keep this in mind, prevents enemies who use buff skills from using attack skills and ultimate moves for 2 turns. So if you buff yourself, you won't be able to ult and you won't be able to attack, unless you have debuff immunity with Arthur, which is why we're bringing him. But yeah, the team... Also, Green Gother for his rank ups and his passive. If you don't have Green Gother, you can use Red Gother. As you can see, my teammate is using Red Gother. And the unit in the back, as you can see, he also has him as well, is Red Liz. And that's because of her passive, because every time we get hit, we're going to heal, I think it's like around 20% of our max HP back, I believe. Let's find out real quick. But yeah, I'm pretty sure... We can't, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what her passive is, around there, which is huge because if you take damage, you heal up. Everyone is on an HP and defense set except for Sariel. He's on attack and crit damage because he does insane amount of damage. I'm using attack food, but I've rambled on long enough. Let's get into it, and then I will go into, not in depth, but I'll explain the phase 2 as we get into the phase 2 of this boss. Yeah, this boss isn't really much to it. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention any substitutes. If you don't have a Derieri, if you don't have Sariel, you could either clear this with Derieri, which you just have to get a bunch of attack cards with her, level 3s, and keep swiping at her, and then have ultimate move on turn or phase 2, so you can finish off the Valenti with basically the Deri ults. And yeah, that's it for that one. And you could also run Red Escanor or what's it called? Red Escanor also works as fine with his Amplify cards if you get a bunch of buffs on him. And Green Escanor also works, I've heard. Which is actually surprising. But let me see here. I have a rank up. So this is what you want to do. Essentially just get a bunch of Sariel cards and line it up for the finish. Because as you'll see here, Sariel just does an insane amount of damage. It's not even funny. So let me rank up. Rank up of their own, yep. Buff card. Buff card. And then let's see how much damage a level 3 Sariel AoE does. Just look at the numbers that this tiny little kid that shoots out wind is gonna do. So buff up. Get all these buffs on us. How much swipe on the Deri? 156, respectable, but Sariel though. Almost one shot. No, we one-shotted. 558,000 damage. And my Sariel is basically on a perfect attack and crit damage set. However, that's it. He doesn't have max weapon costumes. But yeah, that's basically the fight. However, for this phase, she has over 1 million health. However, that doesn't matter because as you'll see, we have the Kid. It's absolutely broken. For the second phase though, the only thing you really need to worry about is this one. It heals the hero's heals the hero's HP by 5% of max HP for every 1 orb in the hero's ult to move gauge at the end of the turn. If you let this match drag on, she will just keep healing all of her HP back, so just keep that in mind. Also, at the start of the battle, she applies Fear, which basically, if this hits you, it hits 2 of your characters. And if it lands on you, you won't be able to... Oh, whoops. I was dragging on it too long, but basically, if you have Fear on, you won't be able to hit her, except for ults. But if you have debuff immunity, as you can see there, she didn't have it. But Sariel, does he have it? He doesn't. But Sariel should clean it up. Yeah, look at that. So, the game didn't let me finish, but Sariel just finished it for me. Pretty good. Wow. But yeah, did you see the kid? That is basically all you need. And yeah, that's all there is to it. But let's see. Can I not click on her anymore? That sucks. But yeah, there you have it. Basically, Valenti in a nutshell. The second phase, again, just have either a bunch of Sariel cards, as I did, and then just absolutely melt her with level 3s. Or you could also move cards around on the second phase, or use a bunch of cards so you can get your Sariel's ult, and just also finish it off that way, because he'll for sure crit, and he'll do insane amount of damage. As you saw there, he did almost 1 million damage by himself with all those attacks. It's just ridiculous. He's absolutely insane for this fight. But that's basically it. You use this team. If you don't have Sariel, then you could either use Derieri. However, you just will need a bunch of swipe cards to get the job done, because if you buff yourself, you will attack seal yourself for 2 turns. Just keep that in mind. Also, you could use Red Escanor, and he's actually perfect. Better than Derieri, I would say, because he doesn't have a buff card, so he won't attack seal himself. It doesn't count when you give buffs to allies. It only counts if you buff yourself. So if, like, let's say Gother does a rank up, he attack seals himself and ultimate move disable for 2 turns. If Helbram does his buff card, he does that same effect, can attack or ult for 2 turns. And Arthur, same thing. If he buffs level 3 buff card, he will be attack sealed and ultimate move disabled for 2 turns. Same for Derieri, and you can't cleanse that, as you can't use debuff immunity. And as you saw there, the fear effect, it is random, and even if you have debuff immunity, it can still hit you. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's the fear effect is the only thing that can really screw you over if it hits on your Sariel. I mean, it's just unlucky. You have to drag on. You have to basically survive for 2 extra turns and wait for that effect to leave, because as you saw there, my teammate missed all of his hits with Derry because he had the fear effect, even though we were debuff immunity with Arthur's level 3 gold buff. But yeah, I think that's it basically in a nutshell. Gear sets, again, everyone on a HP and defense, so you can have that survivability, extra tankiness, more HP. And make sure your Derieri, or not even Derieri, your DPS, whether that be Derieri, Sariel, Escanor, whatever, is on an attack set, so you do the most amount of damage. And also, I'd recommend attack food, so you do also more damage, get this job and raid done more quickly. But yeah, if you do that, you just beat Valenti, you beat all the bosses, so you can get all these juicy and free rewards, and all these SRs, pretty good. You also get a bunch of costumes for the, what's it called? The catastrophes result, which is always welcome because they don't really have that many costumes. And you get the usual Super Awakening coins, SR pendants. Oh, yeah, Super Awakening coins upon Super Awakening coins. Okay, okay. Usual demon mats. It's whatever. It's free loot. Basically, just grind it. You can do 2 of them per day, as you see here. Really, a disaster battle, you can do 2 of those. Camilla battle, you can do 2 of those as well. And if you need help on any one of those, I've already done guides on these on my channel, so just look for it on there. I for sure have done guides on the Waking Lilia and the Camilla boss. And this one is for the Valenti boss. But actually, yeah, that's actually it. Basically it. So, yeah. If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I post here pretty much daily, a brand new video every single day. Want to keep up with anything Grand Crossed, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. I'd really appreciate it. But that's been it for me today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.